at the institutional level, just for some context, what kind of portfolios are they
Yeah.
looking at? Because I might be, maybe I might be listening to this and I own like a dozen of them. I'm like, am I in the game, or is it like I gotta own 100, or even like, can you give some context in that sense of
Yeah.
who would actually be, what kind of criteria they'd be interested in?
Yeah. So if you owned, let's say, one property in any number of markets around the United States, called the top 20 metropolitan statistical areas, right?
Yeah.
These are the top 20 MSAs are where most institutional capital ended up buying. Markets like Dallas and Houston and Jacksonville, Orlando and Charlotte, and all these top tier markets that have large population bases. If you own one property, you can find your way to institutional investors who have created acquisition systems of finding you as an individual owner and buying your property. If you owned 5 or 10 or 12 or 50, you'd be more noticeable to those institutions because they want to buy efficiently, right? So when you talk about, are you in the game? If you own a single family rental property, you're in the game. You're in the game at some level. If you are a large scale owner of like hundreds of single family properties, your entree to that institutional asset class is pretty easy because you're in rarefied territory. You can pick up the phone and let them know that you have an X number of property portfolio, and they'll go right on the phone with you and be really excited to speak with you. As you move down in scale to people that have 40, 30, 20, all the way down to right now, if you own in like the double digits, you're a pretty hot commodity. If you own a small amount of properties, all the way down to like one, you can still sell to those guys. But what's come along recently in the last few years are technology platforms that actually are geared more toward the small single family rental owner. There are platforms like Opendoor and OfferPad. All these platforms are really geared toward buying individual properties from individual owners, not necessarily just single family rental properties, but also vacant properties. And you'll find a myriad of others where as a small owner, you have a number of different exit options, including the largest institutions in the country.
That is very interesting because I think typically when you hear those big names, we're thinking, okay, they're not going to be interested. But I like the fact that you're saying that, hey, that's there is interest there, and
Yeah,
it's
there
just a
is. Yeah,
matter of connecting.
absolutely.